everybody, welcome to another edition of the Food and Farm Show. I'm Gil Dominguez. Tonight we are in the kitchen here at the Stonehouse for the 5th annual Soup Night. This time it's for Sierra Harvest. If you tuned in last year, you remember that the Living Lands Agrarian Network and Healthy Nevada County merged together to create Sierra Harvest. They're having their annual Soup Night tonight. Let's go downstairs and look at some soup. With us down here in the main lobby of Soup Night is Malika Bishop, co-director of Sierra Harvest. Malika, welcome back to the Food and Farm Show.
Thanks, Gil.
Now, Sierra Harvest had its first year last year. Let's get a quick synopsis of how that went for you guys.
Well, it's been a year of growth, expansion, bringing together the local food movement in Nevada County, and it's been very exciting, really solidifying our programs and our outreach to the community, educating people around healthy food and nutrition.
What was the number one highlight for you?
I think this year, which was really exciting, was that we launched our Sierra Gardens program, which is a program to support families to grow food at home. And we have about 5,600 families in Nevada County who do not have access to good, nutritious food on a regular basis. And so this program is really a teaching you how to fish kind of program, where we're supporting families with a garden, start seeds, mentorship, for a 2-year period to help grow food at home. And we built 18 gardens this past year.
Wow, that is a lot. And now, you're talking about raised bed kind of gardens, or are you actually plowing into the ground?
We grow in the ground whenever possible.
What are the big plans for you in the coming year?
We're just getting a local food policy council off the ground, a Nevada County Food Policy Council, which is going to be tied into the California Food Policy Council, and that's going to be a great way for local food and farming organizations to network, to get on the same page, set goals together, but also to weigh in on statewide policies that affect our community.
Now, I understand our new Ag Commissioner has been helpful in joining you guys as well.
Yes, Chris Flores is great. She came on our farm tour that we had with the Food and Farm Conference this year, and she's signed up to be a member of the Food Policy Council.
Now, last year we had a new principal over at Nevada Union, and he wanted to bring in fresh food into their cafeteria and introduce that into their lunchtime. How successful was that, and how are you going to keep that going?
Well, that's actually been a highlight as well, because for the first time in 6 years of working to improve school meals, we are seeing a food service director, Teresa, who's the director there at Nevada Union, really embracing healthy food, scratch-cooked food, sourcing from local farmers, and she added a salad bar this year and is on the verge of making some contracts with some local growers to actually grow for the cafeteria at NU, so that's very exciting.
And were you able to gauge from the students how that was received?
They're loving the salad bar, and we'll just see how it goes. We have a great relationship with the Eco Club at NU, and they're going to be promoting the heck out of any local produce that we get into the cafeteria.
Katie Turner joins us right now from the Food Love Project, the farm manager over there. And Katie, welcome back to the Food and Farm Show.
Thank you, Gil. It's great to be back.
Well, it's great to have another season, and this is the 3rd season for the Food and Farm Show. Several seasons, of course, out there at Food Love Project. How did the merger go last year with Sierra Harvest and of course, the operation that you're running?
It's been great. It's opened up so many new possibilities for us as a farm and as a organization. You know, we have all of this power organizing us now and bringing new opportunities our way, and it's just a really great group to work with, honestly.
Do you have any idea of how many children you were able to have the visit out there?
I don't have the exact number. Amanda does, but she's sick. But I think it's around 800, I think, that we served last year.
And is that an increase over the previous year?
I think it was an increase, yes.
Yeah. And of course, like you said, Amanda Thibodeau is the coordinator out there of that project. So hi, Amanda. We know you're sick, but not here tonight. Oh, boo-hoo.
We miss you. We wish you were here.
But she's here in spirit.
Always.
Now, is there going to be anything new for Food Love this year, or are you going to try to just expand on the same that you were doing?
You know, we're expanding on what we've been doing at the farm. We're getting 2 new interns, which is really exciting. We're psyched about that. And we're having a big soup night for Food Love in April, which is going to be a great event. Just thinking about the 5 years that we've been doing it and looking back on it and thinking about the future. And yeah, we're really excited for another year. Starting in June, we'll be doing our Tuesday You Pick evenings for 4:30 to 6:30 every Tuesday starting in June.
And that was a pretty big success.
Yeah, it was a great success. I mean, it was really fun for us to get to do that sort of concierge farming where we have people come out and we help them pick exactly what they want, and it felt more connected than just putting out a farm stand.
All right, well, listen, thanks a lot. I know you're busy. You're in charge of cutting bread upstairs, and we started the show in the kitchen, and that's where all the cutting's happening.
Yep, I got to get back to the bread. Oh, and one other thing, we're going to be selling at the Farmers Market in Nevada City again this year.
That is great.
So come and hang out with us there.
All right, so come on, see Katie and Amanda. She'll be better by then down at the Nevada City Farmers Market. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Gil. Great to see you.
Tonight's coordinator of the 5th Annual Soup Night is Rachel Berry. Rachel Berry's a board member of Sierra Harvest. And Rachel, welcome to the Food and Farm Show.
Thanks, I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to be here as well. Coordinating the Soup Night, that's going to be a pretty big job.
It is, but it's a lot of fun. It's a community effort. We had over 10 volunteers bringing over 40 gallons of soup. New Moon Cafe and Flower Garden donated a lot of bread. We had people hand make fresh bread. And then we have this great community that shows up to support us so we can have more funds to do our work in the community.
Now, like I was telling you off camera, this is our 3rd soup night, and everyone has been a capacity crowd.
Yes, yeah, you know, we started these events at Cafe Bistro 5 years ago with maybe 30 people, and now we're here in the Stonehouse, and we're starting to get a little tight here.
Well, I noticed you have a slideshow going on this year, and that's really nice for people to see while they're eating their soup. The soup line itself is a little different on the outside here rather than in the bar, so subtle changes, you know, to make it flow better.
We're doing our best.
Now, you're part of the original Agrarian Land Network.
Living Lands Agrarian Network, right. I worked with them for several years before it merged into Sierra Harvest.
What was the feeling? Take us back to that beginning days. What was the feeling that you guys all had in embarking on this journey?
It was so sweet. It was one of my favorite jobs ever because it was a just dedicated group of farmers who loved what they were doing, and they were totally working within the community. And we did so much, and it felt like family, and it just felt like people were in their passions. And that energy has carried into Sierra Harvest, and it's so great to see that this thread of this grassroots movement that came from love and passion for food and the planet and health has now blossomed into this bigger organization.
And as the bigger organization, is there a different feeling now, or, you know, since you were there at the beginning, obviously there's many more things and many more programs that you guys are now doing?
Absolutely. I feel like now we feel like there's a bigger sense of momentum, and our community is more diverse because Sierra Harvest has done so much work with the schools doing farm-to-school programming. We have a broader community, and that feels really good.
Well, it's a tremendous success and tremendous growth from the Living Lands movement up until right now, and another great successful night. You have a lot to be proud of.
Oh, well, thanks so much for coming and being a part of it.
One more interview before we head over to the Banner Grange. You couldn't have a soup night without talking to Amy Retzler, the other co-director of Sierra Harvest. Amy, welcome back to the Food and Farm Show.
Thank you, Gil. Nice to be here.
It is a great night for food and farming and everything wholesome in Nevada County.
Absolutely. It's just amazing. These soup nights get bigger and bigger every time we have them.
Well, last year, you know, it seems like you always take it all the way down to the last drop.
Last year we had to make soup, so maybe this year we're a little more prepared for having 200 people here tonight. We had 100 people walk through the door in the first hour.
We were just talking with Rachel Berry, one of your board members, and as we learned, she came from the living land side of the equation, and you, on the other hand, came from the Healthy Nevada County side.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Live Healthy Nevada County. I was president of that organization back in 2008 and carried it through to this merger between Living Lands Agrarian Network and Live Healthy Nevada County. Merged those two organizations in the fall of 2013, and here we are 18 months later as Sierra Harvest.
And you had your first year last year as Sierra Harvest. What was the big accomplishment to you?
Really growing the two organizations, putting the strengths of the two organizations together so that we could really build infrastructure to become a sustainable nonprofit.
And what I get out of this, the sense of it is, people check their egos at the door, and you got a merger of two organizations, and now there's a more of a common goal, a little bit maybe more focused goal.
Yeah, absolutely, but we still have planning work to do. We're launching a strategic planning process this month, actually, and we're building our funding base, diversifying our funding. We have a big board of directors now, 12 part-time staff, and a $500,000 budget.
Wow. So if people want to get involved, what's the best way for them to get involved at this point?
Well, if you're here tonight, we have a volunteer sheet that you can sign. But if you're watching this show and you're not here tonight, you can go onto our website, sierraharvest.org, and you can sign up for volunteer opportunities there.
All right, well, listen, I know you're busy taking money and serving soup and all the duties that you're doing here, so thanks a lot for spending some time with us, and I'm sure we'll see you out throughout this growing season.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gil.
Another guest here at the Soup Night is past president of the Banner Grange, Richie March. Richie, welcome back to the Food and Farm Show.
Oh, great. I haven't seen the Food and Farm Show lately, but I'm glad it's back and running.
Well, the Food and Farm Show never goes away. It's on every month, of course, and you can tune in. So thanks for that plug. Now, you got a big event happening at the Banner Grange this weekend.
Yep, it's the second annual seed swap at the Banner Grange, and we're looking forward to it. Last year it was like 300 people, and I think it's going to be something similar this year.
Well, that was one of our first episodes, is Rowen White and the seed swap up in North San Juan, and you have a very special guy coming down to talk with people as well.
Yeah, my old farm partner, Amigo Bob, and he's going to be speaking about the heirloom fruit trees around Nevada County and all the work that he's doing with that project. So that's going to be really cool.
He is. He's heading up the Felix Gillet project, and that's all happening at the Grange. So let's go right now.
Let's go.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Hello, I'm Dr. Victoria Tutak, and welcome to Advanced Chiropractic Centers. Are you tired of living with debilitating pain, physically impacting the quality of your life? Here at Advanced Chiropractic Centers, we offer a variety of options. We are a result-driven office devoted to your health care. My name is Dr. T, and I look forward to meeting your health care needs.
Today we are coming to you from the Banner Grange. The Banner Grange is one of 3 granges that we have here in Nevada County. And today, Sierra Seed Co-op is having their annual seed swap. And as you can see behind me and you can hear in the background, there are lots of people here today looking to get some seeds, swapping seeds, and we have several local farmers that have brought seeds here exclusively to give away to all of our friends here in Nevada County. Of course, Sierra Seeds is here. You can sign up for their seed co-op, or you could purchase seeds with some of the vendors. But mostly, it's all about the art of saving seed and giving the seed away. Of course, locally grown seed is the best seed that you can plant in your garden. because that seed is already growing in our region and therefore has the tolerances built in for our different climates that we have up here in the foothills. With us right here is Rowen White from Sierra Seed. She's the director of Sierra Seeds and coordinating this entire seed swap here. Rowen, welcome back to the Food and Farm Show.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to be here with you.
Now, we first met you 2 years ago. This is our third seed swap, and it was up at the North San Juan Schoolhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was, we still have one up at the schoolhouse, but it got so big, we had to have a town version because we were bursting the seams of that little space. And so we decided to collaborate with the Banner Grange and with a number of local food and farm organizations to create this seed swap down here in town. Well, I think it's just increasing awareness within our community about the importance of seed stewardship, of regional seeds versus seeds that come from other places. And it also just gets a wider range of people who may not be gardeners or farmers, but eaters and are curious about, what this whole thing is about. There's a very beautiful buzzing energy in here of like-minded people coming together who really care about the earth, care about community. It's our inherent right to save and steward seed, and unless we exercise that right and practice that right by coming together in events like this, then it could easily be taken away from us. The work that we do at Sierra Seeds by creating access to regionally adapted seeds, as well as putting on events like this, is one of our biggest forms of activism against the multinational corporations and the globalization of seed. So when we provide this context where people can have access to seed that's grown within our local watershed, then we are actively sort of chipping away at the roots of the corporate theft of our seed, because seeds should remain in the public commons. We do have the inherent right to share, trade, and distribute seed, and unless we have gatherings like this where we reawaken that in the minds and hearts of people, then they will easily take that from us because there's no resistance. And so this is what we call, this movement here is what we call the sort of seed satyagraha, which is it's this sort of civil disobedience, kind of in the tradition of Gandhi, that says that there are unjust laws that are being put in place that restrict our rights to save seeds, and as a community, we will not obey those unjust laws, and we will come together and we will swap and trade seed freely, and that's our right as humans. For many of us who are walking this path, we reconnect to something more ancient than when we are. We reconnect into a grand lineage of stewardship that has gone on since the dawning of agriculture. And so we reconnect into this very primal, very empowering part of our own identity, of the sort of cultural and social fabric of who we are, who our ancestors were. Food was an intimate aspect of who people understood themselves as, like who their identity was. And so when we begin to steward food again and steward seed, then we rekindle that part of ourselves that it kind of becomes the bridge between past, present, and then future, because then we can pass those seeds along to future generations.
Well, and it's really amazing that you have, Nevada County is a rural area and people are a little bit more in tune to their agriculture, but up until the very short recent history, people did save their seed, and that was the only way you could replant.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it really only has been in the last 200 years that seeds have left the farm, and that seed stewardship was something that was specialized, that was, seed companies, seeds were commodified and became sort of this kind of commodity. Whereas, 150 years ago, 200 years ago, all farmers saved and swapped and shared seed. That was how seed worked. It was more in the public commons. And so now what we're realizing is that increasingly, especially since World War II, we've seen an increasing disconnect between seed stewardship and farmers. And so what we're trying to do as a part of this regional seed movement is to reintegrate seed stewardship back into the farm and have seeds be a prominent part of the local food movement.
And of course, Sierra Seed in our community is at the forefront of that. Last year, I know we took advantage of your Seed CSA. And how fun was that to get, I forget how many it was, 10 packages or something like that of seed in the mail How was that program go last year, and are you planning to reintroduce that this year?
Yeah, we're continuing our Seed CSA program. What we do is we offer seasonally appropriate seeds each month. So for people who are either beginning gardeners or gardeners who want to try a little bit more diversity in their farmer garden, they can kind of get these seeds of the month. And that, by paying upfront ahead of time, really supports our seed stewardship efforts at Sierra Seeds. So.
Well, of course, we're friends on Facebook, and you can, I see the work that you guys are doing and harvesting the seeds and bringing them in and drying them, and it's just really inspirational. What would your advice be to people that want to experiment with saving their seed?
Yeah, well, there's some great resources. We have some books on our online store, Seed to Seed, or I wrote a book called Breeding Organic Vegetables. So getting references like that. We also offer a bunch of educational programs on our home farm in North San Juan. So folks could come up and learn a little bit about sort of basic seed saving, and then just trying it, just getting some seeds and putting them in the ground and watching them grow full cycle. You'll learn so much just by just that mindful observation of watching a seed from, putting it in the ground all the way around again. So. All
right, and so how do people get in touch then with Sierra Seed?
Our website is sierraseeds.org. We also have a Facebook page. You can find us at Sierra Seed Cooperative on Facebook. So those are two really great ways. If you go onto our website, you can sign up for our newsletter, and we do. We definitely do once a month newsletter. Sometimes we squeak in a second one if we have extra updates, but
or extra time.
Yeah, or extra time, which is really the limiting factor. And so just we always want to continue to widen the community of folks who are working with us. So first of all, I just really would love, before we get into speaking about what we're doing at Sierra Seeds, I'd love to just kind of bring us together into one heart and one mind. I brought a beautiful basket of seeds up here. We have these Mohawk skunk beans, which are a bean that came through my lineage. I grew up on the New York-Canadian border on a small Mohawk reservation. And when I was a young girl, when I was 17, I began to wonder and think about what our cultural heritage was in relationship to food and seed, and began to ask elders about what seeds did our ancestors grow, and how did that relate to my own identity, and was given a very small handful of these skunk beans, these beautiful black and white beans, and was told that there were only just a very small amount, a very small jar of these left on the planet, and these had fed my ancestors, but the young people had sort of forgotten. It had been, our food ways had been violently sort of taken from us. In lots of ways we were disconnected to the land. And now we have, I think, 2 gallons, or, a big bucket of them now. And so it kind of is sort of the story of healing and hope and pure potential. And then we have some corn. So if you guys want to talk more about these seeds, you can come back to our booth. But what I'd really like to talk about is to sort of bring us together in this time, the hundreds of people that are in this room right now, the fact that we're gathering together to exercise our rights to swap, share, distribute seed in this time, a time when there are powers that be in the world that would very much like for us to not have free stewardship of seed. That it's a really powerful statement that we're saying in our community, that we're saying to the world on some energetic level, that we're gathering to really have seeds sit at the center here. And in so doing, in gathering here, we are connecting into a grand legacy and lineage of seed keepers, not only in the present time, all over the globe, but into the past. All of our ancestors, all of you in this room, have a lineage of ancestors who once saved, shared, traded, ate the seeds that came from the land where they lived. And in the last 150 to 200 years, we've been really disconnected from that legacy and that lineage. And so by gathering here today, we're really honoring that connection, that sort of rekindling of that relationship, that really time-honored relationship between humans and plants. And so I know it gets to be this beautiful buzz of humans talking to humans and seeds going into pockets and to purses and to hands, but I really would love to just sort of even just take a moment to just really witness and recognize and really be present with the power of what we're doing here, that the activism that's being awakened in this room, that we are trading seed and sharing seed, is probably the most potent and viable form of activism against the theft of our seeds by the multinational corporations. And so every time that we exercise our rights to trade, swap, and share seeds and grow seeds in our garden, then we're chinking away at the roots of those multinational corporations, taking the power of the seeds away from the people. And so, you know, the work that we do at Sierra Seeds, the work that we do, you know, just in this room collectively is really powerful. And I just really want to just take a moment to just really honor that.
Well, that's about all the time we have here for this edition of the Food and Farm Show. Be sure to join us every Tuesday, 7 o'clock on NCTV Channel 11, Suddenlink Channel 16, and of course, anytime you want to tune in on our YouTube channel, it's the Food and Farm Show. I'm Gil Dominguez. We'll see you next month right here with more agricultural news in Nevada County on your Food and Farm Show. Thanks a lot.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Hello, I'm Dr. Victoria Tutak, and welcome to Advanced Chiropractic Centers. Are you tired of living with debilitating pain, physically impacting the quality of your life? Here at Advanced Chiropractic Centers, we offer a variety of options. We are a result-driven office devoted to your health care. My name is Dr. T, and I look forward to meeting your health care needs.